deal, let's see how we can create a pipeline. Like I said, a pipeline is where each of these deals are going to live in, and you can be able to see the different stages of your pipeline. So the pipeline is just representing your sales process. Let's say you're in a real estate company, and you want to create a pipeline. Your pipeline is going to be different from maybe a coaching agency. So it is going to be different in such a way because your sales process are actually different, and that is why your sales pipeline will also be different. So if you want to create a sales pipeline, all you need to do is to come in here and see your pipeline here. As you can see, we have these pipelines created already. All of our pipelines are in here. You can click on edit pipeline to edit the pipeline, or you can click on actions. You can click on actions in here and you can add in another pipeline. It is in the paid plan, but let's just see how that is going to work. So I'm just going to come into my sales pipeline here. Edit pipeline, and when I click on edit pipeline, it's going to take me to this settings place where I can be able to edit the pipeline. As you can see, this is how our pipeline is, and depending on your sales process, let's say there is a new lead, and after the new lead comes in, they need to book a call, and after they book a call, we can then qualify them to buy. After we qualify them to buy, we can then present maybe a presentation to them, and then they can decide and all of those things. So let's try to create our own size pipeline. Okay, so let's say the first stage of our sales pipeline is new lead. We are naming this new lead, and it is 10% because the probability of this converting is 10%. And after that, we have call booked. So we can say call booked is the next stage, because if the new lead comes in, we need to make sure that that new lead book an appointment with us, and if the call is booked, that is for the next stage. And after the call is booked, we can also say the next stage is call completed, and that is for the next stage. After that, we can say after the call is completed, then we can qualify them. So we can say they can move into this stage, which is qualified. So we've qualified this lead and they are going to come into this stage, and we can say that if the call is booked, there's 20% probability that they are going to convert into a paying client. And if the call is completed, it can be let's say the call is completed, that's 40%, and if they are qualified, it is a 50-50 option. So 50% probability means that they can either buy from us or they can decide not to buy from us. So the next one after qualified is to send in a proposal, and let's say proposal sent. This is for proposal sent. Then the next one after proposal is sent, we can then say the proposal is accepted. And after the proposal is accepted, we can say that we want to check in for another stage, which is contract sent. So I'm going to drag my contract sent here, and I'm going to name this contract sent. Yeah, so if the contract is sent, and when they accept the contract or when they sign the contract, they are going to become closed one. And if the contract is sent, let's say they have a 90% probability of becoming a customer, and if the proposal is sent, let's say they have 60% of being a customer, and the proposal accepted should be 70%. Yeah, so I think this works. And we have the closed loss and we have the closed one. Remember that the closed one is only when they have paid and they have when they are already a paying customer. That is when they get to the closed one. And for the closed loss, that means we lost this contact and we were not able to close them. We're not able to close the deal. So let's save this pipeline, and when we save this pipeline, as you can see, we cannot create another pipeline, and that is because we are in the free plan and it only allows us to create only one plan. And you can decide to rename this pipeline. You can reorder the pipeline if you want. You can also manage the assets. That is also in the paid plan, so we cannot do that. Okay, so another thing we want to look at is the conditional stage properties, and that means for the new lead, you can decide that there are some custom properties we want to be able to see for the new deal. Let's say for the new deal, we want to set some fields as required. So we can say we want to make sure we know the amount, and we also want to make sure we know the close dates. So that means your users cannot be able to create a new deal until these things have been added in, because they are required for this new deal. So you can save the logic. You can do the same thing for every one of these stages. If we are saying proposal is accepted, then that means we must be able to upload the proposal into HubSpot, and when that proposal is not uploaded, we cannot move that deal to proposal accepted. It is just to make sure that everybody stay in line and they get the actual field or the custom field that is needed for each of the stages. Yeah, so you can set this up however you want, and that is for that. And when we go back into our deals over here, we can then see the let's refresh this. We can see the deal stages that we have that has been edited. Now we can see those deal stages, and as you can see, we have the new lead, we have the call booked, and you can be able to set this up for each of your deals. And this is for the list view, and we can also see the Kanban view. The Kanban view means that we can see the deals based on each stages. So we have on the new lead, we have this deal here, and you can decide to drag into whatever stages you have. So that is why the Kanban view is good, because you can actually see the amount on each of the stages below here. So you can see the total amount and you can see the weighted amount. And remember that the weighted amount is calculated based on the probability. Yeah, so if you come over here, you can also see your closed loan and your won deal also. So to create a deal, like I said, you just need to click on create deal, and you can be able to create your deal. If you have been using HubSpot for a while, or your team have been using HubSpot for a while, and you feel like your team are not using HubSpot the way they are supposed to, we at CRM instructors, we can help train your team to make sure that they understand HubSpot to the fullest potential, and they can understand how to use HubSpot for your particular sales process. So you can book your team training by using the link in the description below, or you can check us out at crminstructors.com to see how we train teams to use HubSpot optimally. And also do not forget to subscribe to this channel, and also like this video, and also share to everyone who you think is going to need this video. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.